What up, guys? It's Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. You're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Thursday, May 13th, 2021, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Universal Pictures International has apologized for using a male actor to dub Laverne Cox's voice in the Italian language version of Promising Young Woman, and the studio says it's working quickly to remedy the situation. On Wednesday, The Guardian reported on the controversy that erupted when a clip of the Italian version of the Carey Mulligan starring film emerged, featuring a deep male voice made by Roberto Pacini overdubbing Cox. Reaction to the outcry, Universal said in a statement, "We are deeply grateful to Laverne and the transgender community for opening our eyes to a bias that neither we nor many in our industry has recognized. While there was no malicious intent behind this mistake, we are working diligently to fix it. We have begun redubbing Mrs. Cox's voice with female actors in our international territories and are pushing back release dates to ensure the correct version is available. We are sorry for the pain caused, but are thankful that we can address the situation on this film and prevent similar mistakes from happening again for future projects." Italian trans actor and voice actor Victoria Cesanio told The Guardian she thought the dubbing was insulting and added, "I feel bullied if I were Cox." She did, however, acknowledge the Universal's effort to, quote, take a step back and try to fix it. Promising Young Woman wasn't the first time a male actor was used to dub Cox in another language. As The Guardian noted, a male actor dubbed Cox's character on the Netflix series Orange is the New Black, where she played trans inmate Sophia. Netflix did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Cox is a noted LGBTQ activist. In 2014, she was honored by GLAAD with the Stephen F. Kulzak Award for her advocacy work for the transgender community. Elliot Page presented Cox with the award. Representatives for Cox did not immediately respond to Entertainment Weekly's request for comments. Regina King may not have earned an Oscar nod for her work on One Night in Miami, but she's clearly here to stay as a director. On Wednesday, her follow-up film was announced, an adaptation of the imagined comic Bitter Root, created by writers David F. Walker and Chuck Brown, with artist Sanford Green. Bitter Root was one of the favorite comics of 2019, but even those less familiar with comics should be excited about the news because King's follow-up film connects to her award-winning acting performance on HBO's Watchmen. Set in the 1920s, Bitter Root focuses mostly on the Sangare family, a clan of monster hunters living in Harlem during the Renaissance, and using a mix of scientific know-how and fighting expertise to battle monsters born of hate. Somewhat like HBO's Lovecraft Country, Bitter Root uses supernatural evil to make points about real-life racism. When characters are overwhelmed by hateful prejudice, they turn into monsters called Jinnu, and it falls in the multi-gender, multi-generational sangrias to exorcise them and stop this monstrous hatred of spreading further. One character encounters early in the series was specifically transformed by his experience as a black man during the Tulsa Massacre of 1921. The very same event depicted in the opening minutes of HBO's Watchmen. King has credited the show's take on the Tulsa Massacre with getting her interested in Damien Linford's version of Watchmen in the first place and taking the role that won her an Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress in the Limited Series or Movie and an Entertainer of the Year cover from Entertainment Weekly in 2019. It's worth noting that Bitter Root writer Walker is also the co-creator of Naomi McDuffie, the newly minted DC superhero whose adventures are also currently being adapted for the screen. In that case, it's a show for the CW headed by Ava DuVernay. The revenge thriller Riders of Justice will be out on May 14th. Mads Mikkelsen plays a soldier named Marcus who teams up with a group of mathematicians to seek vengeance for the killing of his wife by a gang of neo-Nazis. Mikkelsen said of his taciturn character, "It's the old school Clint Eastwood way of approaching life, I guess. But there's a little bit of more to his story. He obviously is a PTSD sufferer, and he finds himself having a hard time being around normal people. Luckily, the people in the film are not very normal." Riders of Justice is the fifth movie Mikkelsen has made with Danish writer-director Anders Thomas Jackson. He says he's a very unique filmmaker. He's very special. He's very prophetic. He talks about very big stuff in life, death, God, Satan, destiny in this case, but he feels it would be too pretentious to just do that in a realistic film. So he wanted to add insanity the way he feels he can get the message. Andra Day's portrayal of Billie Holiday is a triumph on many levels, the biggest one perhaps being personal. In a new interview with InStyle, the Rise Up singer opened up about taking on the challenge of portraying the famous singer in the Hulu film The United States vs. Billie Holiday and revealed how she had to deal with her own similar struggles before she could fully immerse herself in the role. She said, "I didn't want any element of sexualization. I had come out of something in my own life dealing with porn addiction, sex addiction. I knew I wanted all that very much gone." She said in the magazine, "I feel now, after playing Billie, that I am honoring her and the strength that is femininity. I definitely in a healthier place to enjoy that because I'm outside the addiction, if you will. So yeah, it's been really fun because it's been very new for me." Day's performance earned her a Golden Globe and Oscar nomination, and she made history with her Golden Globe win as the first black woman to win a Best Actress award in 35 years. In addition to helping her face her demons, Day credits Holiday with helping her appreciate her worth as a black woman in today's world. She says it was almost like she said, "Sis, we're going to have to close this because I have to survive." She opened me up to valuing myself in a way that I hadn't fully before. She also noted that fusing so closely to the role made it hard for her to leave it behind. Now, however, she seems at peace with what Holiday has taught her. She says it's a little scary because you're on a precipice a little bit, and you're going, okay, who am I? And who am I supposed to be? How am I supposed to be in this season? Emily Blunt is not joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe as the Invisible Woman in Fantastic Four. The actress dispelled rumors going around online during an interview with EW ahead of A Quiet Place Part 2's new premiere this year. Blunt said, "I have heard that. People have asked me about that a lot, but I have no formal introduction to the Invisible Woman. No." Marvel announced development on a new Fantastic Four movie that will be part of the MCU for the Avengers. John Watts, the director of the latest Spider-Man movie, is at the helm of the new reboot. With that news came a fan campaign to Blunt and her real-life husband John Krasinski in the roles of Sue Storm, Invisible Woman, and Reed Richards as Mr. Fantastic. The internet is littered with fan art designs imagining what they would look like in character. This has only been exacerbated with WandaVision on Disney+. One episode saw Teyana Parris' character Monica Rambeau mentioning an astrophysics friend, which fans quickly assumed meant red. That turned out not to be the case, but interest is clearly high. Blunt remarked, "It's wild, isn't it, of this fan push for her to take on the Sue Storm role. I think it's a compliment, I really do." Wishful thinking, however, quickly turned into rumors as some blogs claim Blunt has been in talks for the movie and even turned down the role. But that, according to the woman herself, isn't true. She said, "For me, it's all about the part." She says of her views of the superhero genre in general. "It's not that I loathe to put on a catsuit. It's not that at all. I just haven't found something that really speaks to me." The first live-action cinematic iteration of Marvel's First Family premiered in 2005 with featured Captain American actor Chris Evans as Johnny Storm Human Torch, Jessica Alba as Sue Storm, Ian Gruffud as Reed Richards, and Michael Chiklis as Ben Grimm the Thing. The franchise was rebooted with the 2015 movie, which flopped at the box office but saw Michael B. Jordan, Kate Mara, Miles Teller, and Jamie Bell taking on those roles. The trailer for Netflix's Wish Dragon in Aladdin was released on Wednesday. John Cho follows in Robin Williams' footsteps as a comical, eccentric spirit that grants 3 wishes to a young man. But the tale of the Wish Dragon is based on a well-known Chinese fable that is noted of that folktale from 1001 Nights. Directed and written by Chris Applehands, who was inspired to make the film after a 2006 trip to China. Wish Dragon sees Din, played by Jimmy Wong, a college student of humble means who wishes more than anything to reunite with his long-lost friend. He then inadverts unleashing Long, played by John Chow, an all-powerful wishing-granting dragon from a seemingly ordinary teapot, and the two embark on a journey across Shanghai to fulfill their dream. Just like the genie of Aladdin, Long makes clear he can't promise people fall in love, but this seems more like a friendship than romance. Then even a do you trust me moment as Din asks his bestie Lena to surf down some stairs with him. The all-Asian voice cast includes Constance Wu, Natasha Liu Bidazio, Will Young Lee, Jimmy O Yang, Aaron Yo, Bobby Lee, Ronnie Chang. Jackie Chan also produces the film with Aaron Warner and Chris Bremley, and he also voices the role of Long in the Mandalorian dub version of Wish Dragon. Sony Pictures Animation released Wish Dragon theatrically in China earlier this year and now premieres on Netflix on June 11th. After more than 3,000 episodes, 64 Daytime Emmy Awards, and 18 years on the air, Ellen DeGeneres is saying goodbye to the Ellen DeGeneres Show. The comedian and host said in her opening monologue Wednesday, "Today I'm announcing that next season, season 19, is going to be my last. So the past 18 years you have known has changed my life. You all have changed my life, and I'm forever grateful to all of you for watching, for laughing, for dancing, sometimes crying. This show has been the greatest experience of my life, and I owe it all to you. Thank you." Explaining her decision to call it quits, DeGeneres continued, 3 years ago, I signed a deal for 3 more years, and I always knew in my heart that season 19 would be my last. You may wonder why I've decided to end after 19 seasons. The truth is, I always trust my instincts. My instincts told me it's time. As a comedian, I've always understood the importance of timing. In all seriousness, I truly have felt like next season was the right time to end this amazing chapter. The news comes a year after controversy broke out from behind the scenes. In 2020, a BuzzFeed news article detailed allegations of a toxic work relationship on the set from one current and 10 former employees. Subsequent report laid out claims from 36 anonymous former workers of harassment, sexual misconduct, and assault from top producers. Investigation into the claims ensued, and 3 executives left the show. DeGeneres apologized to her current staff multiple times and suggested that her introverted nature could have been misinterpreted as not being nice. DeGeneres returned to her show in September and addressed the reports with her audience. The Ellen DeGeneres Show lost 1.1 million viewers after the allegations, according to the New York Times. DeGeneres already has other projects in the work, including 4 series for HBO Max. Caleb Kennedy's journey on American Idol has come to an abrupt end. Having made it as far as the final 5 contestants this season, the 16-year-old country singer announced Wednesday on social media that he's exiting the show after a video surfaced showing him seated next to an individual wearing a hood that resembles the garb of a Ku Klux Klan. Kennedy wrote, "Hey y'all, this is going to be a bit of a surprise, but I'm no longer going to be on American Idol." There was a video that surfaced on the internet, and it displays actions that were not meant to be taken in that way. I was younger and did not think about the actions, but that's not an excuse. He continued, "I wanted to say I'm sorry to all my fans and everyone who I've let down. I'll be taking a little time off on social media to better myself, but saying that, I know that has hurt and disappointed a lot of people and made people lose respect for me. I'm sorry. I pray that I can one day regain your trust in who I am and have your respect. Thank you for supporting me." Kennedy's mother, Anita Guy, told the Herald Journal in Spartanburg, South Carolina, that the years-old video was taken after Caleb had watched the movie The Strangers Pray at Night, and they were imitating those characters. She added, "I had nothing to do with the Ku Klux Klan, but I know that is how it looks. Caleb doesn't have a racist bone in his body." Kennedy earned fans on the reality competition series for delivering tracks like a country-fied version of Coldplay's Violet Hill and Real Gone from Cars on the Disney episode. Entertainment Weekly has confirmed that Kennedy will definitely not be continuing on Idol. Sunday's new episode will now feature the top 4 with one contestant elimination. Dominique Jackson, who stars as the extremely glamorous ballroom diva Electra Abundance on FX's Pose, is on the hunt for a new house, a literal one. In a preview for the upcoming June 1st episode of House Hunters, Jackson and her fiancé and manager Edwin are ready to vacate their 750 square foot New York City apartment and slip into something a little more comfortable. Jackson says, as a black trans woman, I thought it was impossible to own a home. Home ownership was not on my radar, and now that I'm financially able to do it with my partner, I realize that it can be done. But first, they're going to have to agree on a price. Jackson says, I'm known for playing an extravagant character, and there are parts of me that are part of that. According to HGTV, Dominique sees herself in a 2-story colonial with a pool and a fabulous spa bathroom, while Edwin wants an open-concept farmhouse and an acreage to raise chickens and pigs. When Edwin says he wants to work within a $400,000 budget, Jackson's reaction is swift. You're crazy. The couple has been saving for so long, she says, that it's time to just go for it. Much like Electra, Jackson is not about to settle for anything less than the best. She's looking for a house of abundance. She says, when it comes to buying this house, I want everything. The episode of House Hunters airs June 1st at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on HGTV. Disney Plus released a trailer for their new animated series, The Proud Family, Louder and Prouder. Zachary, Quinto, and Billy Porter are joining the upcoming animated series as Barry Leibowitz-Jenkins and Randall Leibowitz-Jenkins, respectively. The character are mixed race adopted parents to 14-year-old activist Maya Leibowitz-Jenkins, previously announced to be voiced by Keke Palmer. Also joining the revival is E.J. Johnson, who will voice Michael Collins, Penny's best friend, who is a non-conforming transgender, serving fierce looks at school and on the basketball court. The character was voiced by Phil Lamar in the original series. It first announced last February, The Proud Family, Louder and Prouder, will pick up the story of its central character, Penny Proud, played by Kyla Pratt, and also include her madcap family. Parents Oscar, played by Tommy Davidson, and Trudy, played by Paula Jai Parker, twin siblings Bebe and Cece, and her grandmother Sugar Mama, played by Joanne Payton. We'll also see the return of Penny's loyal crew, Dejani Jones, played by Karen Molina White, La Cecina Boulevardres, played by Lisa Reyes, and Soy Hauser, played by Soleil Moon Frye, among others. The series is currently in production at Disney Television Animation for a 2022 launch on Disney+. It's executive produced by Bruce W. Smith and Ralph Fekrar, both of whom led the original series. Calvin Brown Jr. is co-executive producing and story editing. Jen Herhita is producer, and Eastwood Wong is art director. All previous episodes of The Proud Family are currently available on Disney+. On Wednesday, Miley Cyrus posted a behind-the-scenes video of Instagram of her singing part of her 2017 hit Malibu, along with a caption that looked back at her relationship with actor Liam Hemsworth and the home they shared together in the Californian beach town on the 4-year anniversary of the titles of the track's release. Cyrus wrote alongside a post, "Today is the 4-year anniversary of Malibu, a song about a place and a person that at the time I loved very much. That love was reciprocated beyond what I could describe here with freedom and escapism. I lost that home along with many others in 2018. Here's a video of me writing it in my home studio." Cyrus and Hemsworth met on the set of Nicholas Sparks' romantic drama, The Last Song, back in 2009. They did it on and off again for years before he proposed in 2012. The two ended their engagement and broke up a year later before reconciling in 2015. They married in December 2018, just a month after the Malibu home burned down during the devastating California wildfires. Their union was not to last, and nearly a decade together and less than a year of marriage, they ended their relationship for good in August 2019. Rising pop star Rina Sawayama has joined Lady Gaga's Chromatica legacy. In an interview at Tuesday's Brit Awards, the 30-year-old singer confirmed that she's recorded vocals for the Long T's Chromatica remix album, spearheaded by superstar Gaga's producer Blood Pop. Sayayama said in a Q&A video shared by Pop Crave, the wish is on the internet, and I've done my bit. Let's just say that. So it's in the works. It's a song that was hard to sing with my new braces. The interview pressed Sayayama to reveal which song she worked on, speculating, as many fans have, that the artist is featured on a revamped version of the Alice album opener. She says, "My sis are actually fine. It's my F's that are a bit weird, so I'll leave that with you with that." Sayoyama teased that, but it didn't back down when asked if it was actually a fan favorite track, "Free Woman," that she recorded. She says, "I don't know. There's a lot of F's in the songs." Sayayama, who dropped her debut album to critical acclaim last year, further gushed over her appreciation for Gaga's music, saying it was her actual lifetime goal to open for Gaga's postponed Chromatica Bowl tour later this year, which many fans have speculated will not move forward amid the coronavirus pandemic, despite no official announcement indicating a cancellation. And finally, this year's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees reflect a lot of firsts. The list announced Wednesday marks the first for hip-hop star Jay-Z, the Dave Grohl-fronted Foo Fighters, and the Go-Go's of We've Got the Beat fame. All were inducted into this year's Hall of Fame class, the very first time they were on the ballot. Jay-Z and the Foo Fighters were nominated in their first year of eligibility, while the Go-Go's have been eligible for the Hall of Fame since 2006. Grohl was previously inducted separately from the Foo Fighters in 2014 through his former band Nirvana. Another first comes, by the way, for rock legend Tina Turner, singer-songwriter Carole King, and again the Go-Go's. These three acts denote the first time three female artists were inducted in the performers category in a single class. King was already inducted into the Hall of Fame alongside Jerry Goffin for songwriting in 1990. Turner similarly had been inducted in 1991 for her work with Ike Turner. The performers category also includes Todd Rundgren, while LL Cool J, Billy Preston, and Randy Rhoads are recognized with the Musical Excellence Awards. Kraftwerk, Gil Scott-Heron, and Charlie Patton landed the Early Influence Awards, receiving the Ahmet Ertegun Award, which goes to a non-performing music industry member, his former manager and label owner Clarence Avant. 16 artists in total were nominated for the Hall of Fame's class of 2021, including Iron Maiden, Chaka Khan, Rage Against the Machine, Mary J. Blige, and Dionne Warwick. John Skikes, the chairman of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Foundation, said in a statement, "The diverse class of talented inductees reflect the Rock Hall's ongoing commitment to honor artists whose music created the sound of youth culture. It will mark for an unforgettable live celebration of music in October at this year's induction ceremony in Cleveland." And that is your entertainment report for Thursday, May 13th, 2021. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Good night, and God bless you all.